and thanks for joining us on Well Read, Well Said. We are so excited to go through and break down another book with you all. Can't believe we've already been through, what is this, like 7 books now? I think so, maybe 6.
Wow, we've read a lot.
That's like what you read in a month.
Yeah, for Megan it is, for sure.
You're not wrong.
Maybe less.
Yeah. If you're a big reader, you can join the conversation with us. You could always message us on Facebook. That's where we usually have the conversation with all of you guys on what books you're reading. We also get recommendations on there. We have a couple authors in our Well Read, Well Said Facebook group, and so that's really cool to see because they'll tell us about what books they've written or something that's coming out. So that's a pretty cool place for you to go if you want to get in on the conversation and not just watch us.
Yeah.
So this month we are going through our book, which is Regretting You by Colleen Hoover. This is our second Colleen Hoover book that we've read on our Well Read, Well Said book club.
So good.
It was good. It was an interesting book. I think it was very different because of the POVs. I said that the very first time that we had the book. And when
Yeah, it just made such a difference.
It's not making a big difference, but it is different because usually when you're in a dual POV book, Melissa, it's a male and a female.
This is true.
This is
And it's
a mom and a daughter.
Yeah.
There's perspectives and their dilemmas.
So let's go through our ratings of the book
Okay.
for this month. Mine was a 3-star, which is very average for me.
Oh,
It was good.
I gave it 4.
You gave it 4, Mel?
Yeah.
Why?
You know, I just loved the POVs and I love a story where you can tell in the beginning that the two characters are meant to be together, but then they go off in their life and then they end up, you know, back together. So I think that's like a tried and true formula.
Yeah, okay.
I gave it a 3. It was the second time I've read this book, and it was not my favorite out of Colleen's books, but it was an interesting story, and it at least kept me engaged.
What is your favorite?
I think that might have to be It Ends With Us. I really liked that.
Okay.
I really liked that book and that series, but I haven't read like Verity.
Yeah, I think your favorite book of Colleen Hoover will change once you read Verity.
Probably.
Probably. I also did 3. Only I think it's just I could predict every little thing that was going to happen. Like, it's very predictable, which is fine. Like you get the happy endings and things, but I could tell like every fight, it was predictable.
Was this the first time you read this one? Second time you read this book?
Yeah.
So all 3 of you guys read this book, and this was my first time reading the book. Oh, and I still gave it a 3.
I have seen comments that like Colleen Hoover is like a 3rd or 4th grade reading level. Like she's not known to be a literary genius.
No.
It's very surface level.
Yeah.
You're not really diving into like the brain of the character. It's just the
I will say, if I would have read this maybe 2 years ago, I probably would have given it 4 or 5 stars.
But now that you've
But
read
now
more,
that I read so much more, I like storylines to be a little more complex. This one was just like, it was like a good read.
See, that's how I felt when I originally read the book. I gave it 5 stars, and then reading it this time around, I gave it 3. And so I think my reading tastes have changed a little bit since I last read it.
I will say, I did give a 5-star this month, and it's been a lot of months since I've given a 5-star on a book.
big deal.
Unlike me, who gives them out like Halloween candy.
I'm stingy with my 5 stars.
for?
It was In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yarros. It's a military romance. I don't have enough time to explain it here, but it's really good. I started it Saturday morning, and I finished it Sunday night. Managers don't get mad at me. I stayed up till 8:30 to finish that. 8:30 p.m. I still got my 6 hours, but I did stay up a little bit late to finish that book.
Okay.
But I read it in
That means it's
less than
good when you can
48
finish it in
hours.
a day or 2, yeah.
I can't put it down.
So it was a good one. I'll explain more on that on the Facebook page, maybe. Okay, we've got to go to a break. We will come back and we'll dive deeper into Regretting You in just a few minutes. Okay, welcome back in. We're going to start our deep dive of Regretting You. We want to start with kind of the themes of Regretting You, talk about some of the stuff that's talked about in this book. The biggest one is grief and loss. Right in that, first couple of chapters is where everything gets spun into the chaos because of the car crash between Chris and Jenny, which are two of the characters in this book.
They're not in the book very long.
No, they're not. I remember texting you because you're like, yeah, something's gonna happen. I was like, oh my gosh, the dad and the aunt were together? What?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Why were they together?
I know.
And then you find out pretty quickly why they were together. And you're like, oh boy.
Yeah, that one was a twist that I did not see coming. I mean, so I knew that Morgan, the mom, and Jonah
Had
their thing in
Yeah.
high school, and then all of a sudden it cuts to 17 years later, and it's like, she's with Chris, and here's Clara, and oh, here's Jonah, but he has a child with Jenny. And so
Right.
I was expecting some type of crash. I knew there was a crash, but I thought it was just Chris. I did not think Jenny was
Would
going
be
to be in
involved.
there.
So when Jonah
Yeah.
showed up, you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one is interesting.
I'm just gonna say why I'm not really saying much.
Here comes
Because we need to be authentic. So I'm going to address the elephant in the room. So I did read the book a long time ago.
And you don't remember all of the stuff.
Yeah, it's like amnesia-y. So like I started reading it, and you remember we were talking about this, and like I dog-eared Alexis's book on page
The first chapter, I think.
9. But I just want to point out there's like ripped paper on this book, so like that's worse than one dog ear.
Made it more authentic.
So it's like fine. So then what I did, because people were coming for me, is I just went into my notes app and like typed in what page I'm on, so I could remember. So I got to page 55, and then these ones put me on to The Summer I Turned Pretty, and then I had a full mental breakdown for like a whole month, and like was obsessed with it, and I still can't move on with my life, where like I'm scrolling through my algorithm, and it's The Summer I Turned Pretty, and I can't like live my life. Like I'm obsessed with these characters. I've Googled these people. Like I know who they're dating in real life, and so that's why I couldn't go and finish this book. And so so I've just been nodding along.
Messages from Melissa about Summer I Turned Pretty is some good stuff.
It hit me like a
this
truck.
needs to be yours.
Yeah,
and
so
I
now
think
I'm going
maybe
to ask the questions, because
you need to be the leader of this conversation.
all I want to talk about is The Summer I Turned Pretty. Like I could just do a
We
whole.
can give you a couple minutes. Let's get through the themes and the
Also a book,
characters.
by the way. You should read it.
And so I read the first book of that now instead of this homework. So
She can't quit.
okay,
Hey, at least you got some reading done.
yeah,
She did.
So I'm gonna ask the questions
Okay.
now. The betrayal and the forgiveness here. So I did read that the two couples, they were like high school sweethearts. The one, Morgan, gets pregnant with Chris, and then we skip ahead. Okay,
Yeah.
so the betrayal would be finding out that these other two, Jenny and Chris were having an affair, and that's why they were in the crash.
And there's
And,
a baby.
yes.
So
Jenny's
Jenny
baby.
was not a
had a
good
baby.
friend, and so
Not a good
Sister.
sister.
oh, not a good sister, and so she passed off this other baby as Jonah's.
But Elijah was actually Chris's, which
Yes.
made Clara happy because Clara always wanted a sibling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Happy, but like also,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And wait, the reason this was for me like the jaw dropper. The reason that it all comes out is because Elijah, the baby, smiles
And has the
Jonah
dimples.
sees it and has dimples, and Jonah drives on over there and is like, "Take him. I can't. It's not my child."
For like 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, he leaves him there.
Until
and then Clara's
Clara
like,
knocks
"Get
some
your
sense
ish
into him."
together."
And take care of your kid that
Yeah.
you
And then he
have taken
becomes
care
the stepdaddy.
of. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He thinks of the kid as his. Like,
Yes. Yeah, he always has. I mean,
He'll
and,
always be
and he'll
hated.
come back for him. And,
Yeah.
and all
So
that
how do you think that these two handled the betrayal when they found out about it?
Well, there's the dynamic of Clara thought she was the one who caused the accident because she was texting Jenny the whole time. So, and then the text like stopped, and she thought she was texting and driving, and that caused the crash. So Clara the whole time is thinking she's to blame for this accident. Meanwhile, Morgan knows about the whole affair, doesn't want to tell Clara because she doesn't want Clara to think any worse of her dad or the aunt. So they are just like not communicating the entire time about anything.
Which
but
drove me
also
nuts.
grieving the whole time in their own ways. And Clara is also like falling in love for the first time in her little life. So there's a lot going on.
I think Morgan should have felt more betrayed, but I think she was just trying to grasp the fact that she had a baby to watch. She had to deal with Jonah dealing with all of that, and she had to deal with her own 17-year-old daughter who's acting
acting out.
up
Yeah.
because she thinks that she caused all of these problems. And I'll give Morgan credit. I think she kept it together really well in the book and
She
in
had
the
her- she had her
movie. She
moments.
had her issues.
Kicking the door down and stuff.
Yeah. Just throwing the eggs at the painting.
Throwing stuff
was
at a
great.
painting.
Yeah.
Hey, she was justified in throwing the stuff at the painting.
She
okay?
was, yeah.
Jenny with the, you don't know Chris like I do. And she was having an affair with him the whole time.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
why they
what's
bought
her
the
sister?
painting.
bold.
That's
Yeah,
her
it's
sister.
bold.
But you could tell in the beginning of the book when they're at this pool party that Jenny's just obnoxious.
Yeah,
Very
both of
about
them are.
herself.
Yeah,
Well,
very.
Her
Chris
and
was
Chris are like
too,
the
yeah.
same personalities.
too.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so can we discuss the movie? Because did you go see the movie?
No.
Okay, so Mel still has to see the movie. The movie, for me, I did not like the things that they changed. And it made it worse for me.
Agreed.
I still think it was a good movie.
So
but
what did they change that was significant?
They
the
didn't
door
show as
kicking
much
down.
of Clara acting out. They showed her getting high with Miller at the theater. And then that was basically, they didn't do detention, they didn't do a
And
lot
they
of-
didn't show as much of the conflict with Morgan and Clara.
Not,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
because
As they
didn't
did in
have
the book.
time. Like, in
Yeah,
the
they didn't have
movie.
time.
Kinda had to
One of
rush through it.
The biggest thing for me that made me so angry was that in the movie, Morgan gives Jonah the letters. And it's
Yes.
like, so there's letters that are found between Chris and Jenny. Morgan gives the letters to Jonah. That never happened in the book.
Well, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, she kept them in her
them.
drawer in
Neither
her
of them
bedroom.
read them.
Yeah, neither
She
of them read the
eventually ripped them
letters.
up, which
Yes.
is the whole
Oh,
cover.
that's the cover of the
Yes.
book.
Yes,
the
those are
ripped
the letters.
In the movie,
Yes.
they burn them together after being together. So
But like for me, that's a big change.
Oh, I would be reading those
And-
letters.
And they
How do you
changed.
not read the letters?
They
They
didn't wanna
also
know.
changed Jenny's
Listen,
just
I am not
character.
that
Well, why do you think the author decided not to have them read the letters? Because I feel like
I think
They
they're
already
regretting
knew.
you. It's like what I texted Alexis. I said there were multiple versions of regretting
yeah.
you. Like she never regretted having
Clara.
Clara. She never regretted her life that she had with Chris that she built for Clara. She never regretted, her making the decision not to pursue Jonah.
so what did she? What does regretting you mean then?
it-
in the
It's
book,
anyone's
in the book,
interpretation.
though, she had this conversation with Jonah, telling him, "I'll never regret being with you, like now. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to regret doing this now." In the movie, they kind of made it seem more towards Clara, like, I don't regret having you. I don't regret having this life. Like, you are my life. I'm okay with that. But like she said, you can be interpreted like several different ways.
I feel like it kind of ended up fine for her because she ended up with the man that she should have been with the entire time.
And
Which was
Clara, it ended
Jonah's-
up well for her because
Right.
Clara had the half brother.
Right.
And she was happy about that in the book and in the movie.
So the letters again, you guys are fine. You guys wouldn't have read the letters. You were fine not knowing what's it. It
I
doesn't
would've
feel.
read the letters. I would've read them.
It doesn't
I
feel
would've
like a loose end that needed to be tied
I want
up.
to know how long this was happening.
Yeah.
Here in the
like-
book, no, it's wrapped up with a nice bow and it's it's fine. If it were me, I would have sat down right on the bed and locked the door
highlighted
and read
some
those
parts.
letters.
just want to know everything.
I also would have read
So
the
yeah, we
letters.
don't get to know a lot about their relationship and when it exactly started.
Yeah,
I mean, it could have been going on since high school.
I think it's been going on since high school, and they've carried it on
Yeah, I
17
mean,
years.
Chris and Jenny always went and did things together. Like whenever they were out together, it was always Chris and Jenny,
I'm just
and
saying
then
it has
Morgan and
parallels
Jonah.
to
Yeah.
The Summer I Turned Pretty. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're not.
It does have parallels to it for
There's
sure.
a sibling issue here.
Then you should
It just
really
never
read this
leaves my
book again,
mind.
Melissa.
Okay. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Welcome back in. We are joined with Stephanie Elton from the Toledo-Lucas County Public Library. And today is a little bit different because we have you on here to talk a little bit about Toledo Romance Con, but also we're going to choose a couple of books for what we can read for the next couple of months.
Sounds great.
So let's start with Romance Con, the one thing we've all been talking about here. You guys are in like the final stretch for this?
We are. So Romance Con returns to Main Library on Saturday, November 8th. And so as you can imagine, like we're checking every box off the list, making sure we're not forgetting anything. But we are excited to welcome more than 2,000 romance readers back to Main Library. Yes, it's going to be a wonderful day full of panel discussions, author talks. We have an author fair featuring more than 50 authors from across the country attending. Jute Mode has designed a new collection of romance-inspired merchandise for
That stuff is
purchase.
so cute, by the way.
I know.
that I'm gonna buy.
You brought like
we need
so
more t-shirts and
much.
sweatshirts.
Yeah.
Barnes & Noble will be on site as well, selling books for our traditionally published authors as well, and then you can purchase from our independently published authors at their tables in the author fair. But we're very excited also to welcome Christina Lauren as our headlining author. They are a co-author duo who have written more than 20 New York Times bestselling romance novels.
Alexis has read one of her
Yes.
books.
Which one?
Love in Other Words.
Oh, it's a great one.
So,
Yes.
so good.
I have that on
think
my shelf from you.
And I gave it, yeah.
And I haven't read it yet.
Oh, well, you should.
Now I have a reason to.
If your favorite tropes are, friends to lovers, second chance romance, it's a good book for you.
They're cute. They're good.
Yeah.
So what can we expect at Toledo Romance Con next Saturday,
Next
right?
Saturday, correct, November 8th. So throughout the day, we'll have panel discussions with authors on subjects from how to get into writing, if you're writing a series, diving into specific genres like sports romance or historical, your Bridgerton type romances as well, which is, and those panel discussions feature many of the authors that are in our author fairs. Not only get a chance to hear them speak about their own writing process, their own interests, you get to meet them in person as well and start up conversations with them. We'll have a handful of hands-on activities so you can make micro trope buttons, ruin their friendship bracelet making activity. We'll have some backdrops for some fun selfie stations. And it's a great way to just actually explore Main Library itself.
When you guys go into, this is your second year, so you go into this a second year, probably blasting expectations out of the water from the first year. What is that like, knowing that there's so many romance readers here in the area?
Yeah, that's a great question. I know going back to last year, understanding that romance is a very popular genre. It really supports the publishing industry. So we knew people would be excited to attend and to spend the day at the library. We didn't anticipate more than 2,500 people coming. So we learned a lot last year, both just from anecdotal evidence, but also we sent out some surveys afterwards to get feedback from attendees, like what they liked, what would they like to see different. So we've kind of, rethought our panel discussions and talks like that. We have more food trucks this year, but really just taking, really celebrating the genre itself. So it's a chance for people to connect with other romance readers, other romance writers, and really just have a fun day down in Main Library in downtown Toledo.
So we're going to have you pull out your list of Christina Lauren books. You have a couple recommendations for us. And we said we're not going to choose one specific book. We want people to be able to read any of these books and get their self experienced with Christina Lauren.
Correct, yes. So the first book I'm going to recommend is The Paradise Problem. So this is one of my favorite
Heard about that
reads
one.
in 2024. Imagine if like Succession took place at the White Lotus. If some of your favorite tropes are marriage of convenience, forced proximity, this book is for you. Again, with about 20 different books to choose from. We've got a lot. So I brought a handy list with me so I didn't forget. We already mentioned Love in Other Words was one of the recommendations. Something Wilder. So if you like sort of like Western settings, adventure.
Ooh, cowboys.
Yeah, so
That's a book for you now.
I'll give you a quick
Western
description of that
romance
one.
conjures up a cowboy or something.
Absolutely,
like that. Some
yeah.
sort of wrangling man with a rope.
Yeah, with Something Wilder, we've got adventure guide Lily Wilder uses her late father's treasure maps to lead fake treasure hunts for tourists until her old flame Leo shows up on one of her trips. When the group stumbles upon clues that might lead to a real treasure, the adventure turns dangerous. So very, very exciting.
So we only have a minute left.
Yeah.
We're going to have to get this list from you, and we're going
Absolutely.
to have to put it on our Facebook group.
Happy to, yeah.
And we need to tell people we're not going to be here for a while because we have some technical things going on behind the scenes that we're all changing here at the station. So that's why we're sending you on your own for a couple of months.
Yeah,
But
so
we'll be back in the new year.
we'll be back. You'll still be able to see us. You'll still be able to join the conversation and chat with us. I know I will stay reading. Megan will for sure. So we'll be able to tell all of you guys about the things that we are reading. That's on our Facebook group. Well Read, Well Said, WTOL 11+. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.